Hello. Let's see. Let me unmute you.
Oh,
Hello.
hi, how's it going?
Hey, how you going, Isabella?
Good, good. It's a bit dark on your side.
Yeah, it's because I think the lighting is not that good, but yes, that's why at the moment it's kind of like a little bit dim here. But I think you can still see me, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. There, we'll fix that up. But yeah, thanks for joining.
No problem. Thanks for having me. It's been a little while since we've spoken.
Yeah, correct. And yeah, thanks for joining and welcome to my first episode of Connect with People. And you're the first one, so you'll be
Aw.
sitting with Isabella.
That's so sweet. Awesome.
Yeah. So
Really glad
how
to be
have you
here.
been lately?
Yeah, I've been good. Business is doing well, and I think just having a bit more balance in life with what's going on in the business world and relationships and
Mm,
friendships and family and going out again because of COVID. So that's all. Yeah, it's all been really an exciting time going through some changes and um, just doing as much as I can to spread happiness in the world and yeah, to do my part in the best way I can. So
That's
yeah.
great. Yeah, like I know everyone's having a like kind of like a you can say roller coaster ride because I guess with this COVID, just have to adapt changes. Like
Mm,
your business, you might have to pivot, change a couple of things. And as well, yeah, as well as what you said, relationships. Everyone's busy at some point when you get to a certain age. But I don't know how old you are, but that's fine. Yeah, like, pretty much, I guess yeah, I guess have to deal with it and embrace changes.
yeah, it's really about adapting, isn't it? I've found it to be a really calming kind of challenge and seeing it like just being able to reframe it so that everything I do, I'm able to learn from rather than feeling like, oh, that wasn't the best. It's like, awesome. What can I learn from this and how can I be better from it? I think that's a great way to be looking at the situation and the the cool, fun, new things that come out of it.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's really about that excitement, like how you deal with things, and yeah, it's always good to experience this kind of thing. So in the near future, you can be resilient in yeah, I guess be a better version of yourself.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, how was your weekend today? What happened in the weekend?
Um, my weekend was pretty relaxed. Saw some friends. I think slowly starting to go out a bit more. The usual kind of work stuff. I have a lot of client calls on the weekends because
Oh, really?
that like I have a few full-time work kind of clients, so it's been really good. I love the days that I have client work. It's always very refreshing and fulfilling for me. So
Mm,
that's been great, and just getting some finances together, talk to the accountant and sort of the lawyers and stuff, like just all that fun admin. I think
yeah.
a big part of business is having that in order so you don't get bit in the ass from it. But yeah, no, it's all a fun part of the journey. So yeah.
Mm. That's great. Like, so yeah, I guess when you're doing business, you have to take care of the back end. And I see you're pretty passionate about what you do. It's just that energy when I talk to you, and then you talk about your business, and yeah, you seem like you like what you do, and that's great.
I think it's important to love what you do because you'll just be so much better off from it, right? Like if you actually put yourself wholeheartedly into something you love, the results will come back 10 times. But there definitely are tough times as well. It's not just fully easy sailing. I think there is this side of, a lot of us only like to share our good points. And I think it's just as important to share when things aren't going as well or just being vulnerable because we are all in this together. And hope that more people who are coached and more people in this space and in other business on LinkedIn, that we can all really come together and help each other out.
Yeah, totally. I guess it's when you're like a business owner, you're entrepreneur, like it's really about being disciplined to work at your own time. It's not like a 9 to 5 job where you get pushed to your limits.
Yeah, I think it's really up to you to push yourself. I would say a lot of entrepreneurs push themselves more than in 9 to 5 because they're working on it and it's their baby, right? But it can be really tough to not have someone push you at times, right? Like when you don't have a manager or a director to report to, you can really get lazy and
Yeah.
fall short on yourself. So it's like having that capability to be your own motivator, but also if if you want to be able to create that accountability network to really meet other business owners that are going to help you get to where you need to be.
Mm. Yeah, totally. Like it's all about discipline. Like if you go to like you stick to a routine, I guess some like it's just like getting pushed by like your boss and manager at a job. So I know how you feel. Like it's a not an easy path, but like the more you adapt to it, the more you're resilient. I guess that's the big change that yeah you generate the results in your business. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for sure important to have a routine, important to push yourself sometimes even when you don't feel like doing things, right? And like getting to that goal and setting out your schedule so that you're actually resolving what you set out to resolve. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. What do you like to do in your leisure time? Like, what's your hobbies, or what do you tend to do? What do you like doing?
Yeah. I'm I was just like thinking about it today. Like I'm a massive journaling nerd. I've always had like a diary or planner since I was really young. And I remember at one point when I was traveling, I'd have like a whole bag full of journals. Like it'd be a dream journal and it'd be like a travel journal, like for postcards, for memories, for all sorts of things. And like I really like to write down my memories, and I think it really improves my storytelling. So I'm always been a big fan of writing, and it would be
Mm,
like it would be this massive bag, and like someone would be like, Bella, what is in this bag? And I'm like, it's like 10 journals. But I really love it because I think it's a great way to improve on your memory, improve on your
mm,
storytelling skills,
mm,
and just like it kind of turns into copywriting, but I think it's just a
mm,
really good skill to have when you're talking to
mm.
people. Just next to me here, I have like a painting set. I've been loving painting. I always used to do like paint and do art on the side back in school, and I studied art and design in uni, so I really love being creative and
Great.
just like whatever that turns into, whether it be kind of the video editing side or creating like sculptures and pottery. Like it just depends on what I'm feeling, but really having a creative outlet that's outside of my work has been really
Mm,
important to keep sane, and to not feel like everything I do is related to work, because that's
mm,
definitely a very easy spiral to get into, and you don't realize you're getting into it. But yeah, like having other outlets, and definitely exercising, and we have a pool, so swimming and running, and just like I had a really big gym phase, and
mm.
that's like definitely spilled over into the COVID times. So
Yeah.
it's made like such a big difference. Even just really small amounts of exercise, it can just like improve your day and your spirit so much. So yeah.
Really, like yeah, I guess everyone needs to let just working. I guess you need to have a balance. So like say exercising, so your mind, your body is all healthy and everything, right? So without health, you can't enjoy the money you earn, right?
Yeah, like your business is only as sustainable as you, so it's so important to take care of yourself. And um, it's not always easy to figure out exactly what you need. So it does take a bit of that trial and error to
Mm,
try things out and be like, okay, maybe it was too much of that. Let me dial back and like what my percentages are. And yeah, for sure. I think like a big part of what you said about money is like when you start making more, like what do you spend it on, and
mm,
still be okay with like what your ideals and what your values are in terms of your relationship with money. I think that's something that not many people talk about.
yeah.
So being able to like still remember like why you're doing what you do, and still enjoy, but have like a good balance of being super smart with money, because that's always how I was. And like every time I got money, I would just be like investing in property or like doing stocks and stuff. And I realized that even though I was doing really well, like I completely forgot to enjoy it. I was just like being very like drill sergeant on myself. So having that good balance, and obviously not the other way around too. And like just once you make money, you spend it all. And it's like just having that good balance for yourself, you know.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have a plan of action and make it work for you and make it effective and enjoy the time. So yeah, like talk about like journals and things like that. So you like writing? Have you thought about writing a book yourself?
I did actually. When I first started my business, I was writing How to Be Invincible, right? My company's called Invincible Co. And I got pretty far in it, like 20 chapters in out of like, I think it was like, I was thinking to do like 27, but then it ended up being nearly 50 when I planned it out. Yeah, it kind of like drafted out, and I put it up to some people, but I feel like I still want to work on it and really add things that I've learned along the way, because there's been so many great stories and experiences that I really want to be able to put them in as well.
Yeah, I guess like, so have you been in the journalist industry before? Like, have you been doing anything like that since like you like writing and
Actually, funnily enough, my first job in the like marketing, I guess, realm or industry was working for a magazine. And the thing is, like, I was doing journalism, I was doing like press releases, and I was going to music gigs. It was a music magazine, so I was going to gigs and writing reviews on songs and bands and stuff like that. And I realized, like, I hated it. I hated it so much. When I first started, I was like, oh my God, like writing is so unnatural to me. Like, you know, what is this? I don't really understand it. I was like 14 or something, so I was really young. But then like from that point, I think I realized that I do love writing. It just depends like what I'm writing about. And then I definitely took that skill of like writing, even though I really didn't like it at the time, to every single job I had after that. And now I think there is differences and similarities with writing for business and writing for yourself. And I think it's always good to have that outlet to sometimes just write and like not worry about it making sense to other people, or if it's the most salesy, you know, copy and stuff. Like having this way to just write, to let out your feelings and to reflect and to make those insights about yourself. Like there's a lot of journal prompts you can do, and just like coaching exercises to really coach yourself when you're going through, you know, big decision making, like pros and cons lists, like just ways to write that are for yourself and then ways to write that are solely for your business. And having that distinction and that differentiation is really helpful long term in your business.
Yeah, like I guess it's to your advantage if you like journalism, like, because I guess when you write content out for your business, I guess it's like you already know how to do it effectively. So I guess it's a great synergy effect for what you do currently.
Yeah, it's definitely come in handy. And I think a big part of any business now is copywriting. Like there's a lovely quote, which is, as you know, as beautiful as websites are, like beautiful design doesn't sell, but copy does, like words do. And like people buy into stories, and people buy into who you are as a person, and like words mean a lot more than like design could, even though I'm a designer. So yeah, like I love design, but I think design is more of a embellishment or a way to bring your brand together. But people really resonate with words over anything.
Totally. Yeah, like it's like words express itself. Like I said, it's just like a book, like a book. You can't judge a book by its cover. Like it's like same with words, like wording. Like words is very powerful to people when they read about it, because it just expresses your perspective of things. And yeah, it's really how you do it. And I guess you do a good job about it.
I think it's about finding your audience, isn't it? Like the type of people that resonate with your stories and how you present yourself, and words are a great way of expressing your story and how you got into where you are. So definitely.
Yeah, cool, great. So a little bit about your business. So what made you become a business coach, right? You're a business coach?
Yes, yes. So Invincible Co is my business. I am a business coach now. I'm working with about 15 clients at the moment. My story actually started last November when I was made redundant from my job. I think end of October, start of November, and it was a really great job. And I'm so grateful to all the experiences there. I'm so grateful to everything I was able to do at a very young age. And it was, yeah, it was really, I got to this point in my life, like after the redundancy, I was really happy. I was like, wow, I have so much potential, so much to do. So like, I really left my job with like a brimming smile because I knew that there were so many possibilities ahead.
Yep.
And I was just waking up every morning feeling so happy, like just like, waking up with like in my apartment at the time, and it was just like this, like just so much motivation and love to give to other people, and I had just great relationships in my life, and I stopped making excuses for things that I couldn't be doing because, oh yeah, I'm tired from work and all that, and I just started exploring and doing things for myself, and I got to this point where I was like, I'd so much to give, and I really, I started. What did I do? I started just like putting myself out there a bit more on social media, and people started messaging me, and they were contacting me saying, "Hey, do you do personal mentoring? Do you do life coaching?" And I was like, "What the hell? Like, no, why would I? Why would I do that? That's so weird." But then after like the fourth or fifth person asked me in a week, I was like, "Okay, maybe this is something I should consider." And I started just like trying things with my friends and just like talking to them and like had these pep talks about what I had discovered, and like felt like I had this epiphany. And like I actually saw these major changes in people, in my friends. Like I had a really close friend at the time who was really neurotic, really in his head all the time. And um, I remember having this chat with him, and it was just this 1 hour chat, and he was very defensive to begin with, but
Yep.
he really came around, and he really started to see things from the way I was seeing things. And I saw him again in like a week or two after, and I swear, like the smile he had on his face, it was like nothing I'd seen in the last 8 months of knowing him. And it was just like this beautiful feeling of like, wow, like we are really powerful. Like us as an individual have so much power to give to someone else, to really like make someone's life better, and to lift other people up. And I think that's what coaching is. So I started with like this life and purpose coaching, and I just posted on my personal networks. In 2 days, in 48 hours, I had 10 clients, because like everyone I spoke to referred someone else. And then my
Wow.
first 2 months, 7 to 8 weeks, I had spoken to over 40 people. And this
Wow.
is just insane because like I I didn't, I never like wanted to make a business. It was like really because I felt this was just something really special I wanted to share with people, and I thought like having a business and making it more legitimate would allow more people to like to seek me out, and be okay with sharing their feelings and opening up. And that's really what it was. And then I realized out of those 40 people, I'd helped a lot of them turn their passion into a business, and like really be able to monetize their passions. And first off, it was like people were crying, and it was all this like very cathartic feeling of, Bella, I can't believe, like I remember this one 39-year-old client, and she was like, I can't believe like I love interior design, and like I've never told anybody that. And I was like, wow, like that's so crazy. And like it was just this really beautiful moment for her to open up to me, and it was just amazing. And we worked with her to get her first like we project managed her first client, and it was like maybe 5k or 5 to 10k. And it was just like this feeling of, wow, you could do this sustainably. And I started doing business coaching, and it just kind of really flowed because so many people wanted to, like a lot of your purpose is related to what you do as a business. So it just very organically transitioned into this business coaching side. And then yeah, like I love what I do now. I'm really working with clients to work on sales, copywriting, messaging, like what their overall launch pads are, and like how to build up a business that's both sustainable and profitable to, to make money. It has to make money for it to be a business, and sustainable. So you have your systems really put in place and your processes so that it can become what you always wanted it to be. So
Mm.
yeah, that's kind of me right now. And it's been an awesome journey. It's been about 6 or 7 months now, so not crazily long. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Exciting. I'm happy for you. Wow. Such a short time, you're generating a lot of results. You must be have some magic pill inside of you that, yeah, it's a magnetic with you. Yeah. But it's great that you actually said about you started like in November, I guess. It's like been 6 months, and you really scaled like to really get some results for yourself, I guess. And I guess it's really good to impact upon people. Like you give them, like you help them generate results, and you know, at the same time, it gives you, it makes you feel good at the same time, right? So it's kind of like a win-win situation.
For sure, for sure. I think the biggest part is really having quality of service and really caring about your clients. Like all of my work is so personalized, and it's very much, you know, meeting the client where they're at. And at the end of the day, you need to understand that, you know, somebody else's business, is their baby. It's like even though you are a coach, you're really there to help them along, guide them, and to prop them up versus like telling them all the answers. And I think that's a really bad way to end up disliking a business coach when someone tells you exactly what to do all the time. It's like really about being that great soundboard for them to come to their own answers and ask the right questions, and keep them accountable as well, have actionables that they can work on, deliverables. And I think a big part of starting your own business is you don't know whether you're doing a good job or not. Like you don't know whether you're going in the right direction because there isn't one. So like having that like, you know, that attention, that really ability for someone to keep you accountable for your actions and for the tasks you want to complete, it does go a really long way. So
yeah, totally. I guess it's good to, when you have clients, like when they generate results, they can provide you like a feedback or testimonial, and that's how you know you're on the right track.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, all of my clients have been doing super well, and I'm so proud of them. It's like I feel like a mama bear, even though a lot of them are much older than me. I realized that my main focus, like people I really love to work with, are in the older demographic, maybe like 30 to 50 kind of thing, like not that much older at all, but it's really like they're so skilled in what they do, and they have all this experience, but they don't know how to transition it into an online market. And working on your personal brand, especially on social media, it can be very overwhelming because there's so many people telling you different things. But I think at the end of the day, it's most important to find what works for you, and what feels good, what gives you energy, and what's actually sustainable for your businesses, you know, like line up in the long run. Yeah.
Right. What kind of clients do they do? Like what kind of career do they do, or business do they do that you coach?
Yeah, so all of my clients are in a service-based industry. So a lot of it is consultants. My first few clients were wealth planners. They were like digital and creative consultants working with tech as well. Right now I have a lot of kind of the service-based industry. There's coaches as well, definitely. So consultants, coaches, service providers, but really like digital marketing, web design, brand strategy, also life coaches, finance coaches. It's really about using the online space and being able to leverage that, so you can start a business with actually very little. Like I don't think it requires too much to start a business, but you just need to, sometimes just about sitting down, making those decisions that really will push your business forward, rather than like thinking, oh, I could do this for like months and months and months and months on end. So yeah, it's really about like, what is the minimum effort I can put in for the maximum result, and like how to be working smarter, not harder, to be able to like put your foot down and get it out there, have a really level amount of that input and output, so you can actually move your business forward rather than kind of thinking about it for too long and you know, sitting in that state of indecision.
Great, that's great, cool. And last question, last but not least,
Sure.
what are a couple of skills that you can recommend the viewers that you can, like, how do you normally connect with people effectively? That's what I want to ask people this question. So what's your secret to building better relationships with your clients or people that you haven't met before?
Yeah.
Do you have a few words on that?
Of course. This is so important. And I actually recently made a video about this too, which is about why relationships are more important than money in business. I think a lot of people go into business and like, it's good to have this financial mindset, but at the same time, like if you have good relationships and you're able to really genuinely connect with the people that you meet, then you know, the money and the fame and all of that will come because like you're actually a good person. My 100%, my number one point, and what I do with all of my own marketing and what I tell my clients, is really be authentic and be genuine to yourself. Because like it is very overly said, it is quite cliche, but it's so important, because if you're able to show up and be authentic, like as a individual, as a service-based business owner, your product is yourself, right? Like you are your product, your service is your product. So if people like you, they'll actually be able to see how you fit into their business. So it's like being you and showing up. And sometimes it's about having quite polarized views and really sticking up for what you believe in versus trying to be the cookie cutter person or trying to be the person with like inspirational quotes and stuff. It's like you can really say a lot more than you think, and people will really resonate with that if they know where you stand and they know like how true to yourself you are. I think like for me, that's my why anyway. It's really to be authentic, so people around me can feel like strong, bold, and confident in themselves. And that's what like really pushes me forward in everything that I do. So definitely just like taking that time to self-reflect and analyze yourself, to discover your own path, to discover what it looks like if you're being really genuine with yourself, and taking that time to like understand what's going on and how you can really show other people as well.
Yeah, totally. Like what you said, like I just published like kind of like a quote, like be genuine with yourself and with others. Like magic happens there, and I guess it's really about relationships, being true to yourself, being true to others, and that's how you can build better relationships with people. And yeah, like you said, authentic, genuine. Yeah, it's really all about being real, realistic, and yeah, I guess what you said is what you do, and I guess that's how you can impact upon other people to become a great influencer towards people.
Exactly. I think like really about sharing love at the end of the day. We can all, we can all lift each other up. So it's about how you want to be able to do that. And I think everyone finds their own way. But it's just about like really exploring what it means to you and how you're going to get that out there.
Right. Inspirational. Well, it's good. So we've almost come to the end, half an hour. So, so how do we find out more about your business and get and to find you and things like that?
Yeah, sure. Add me on LinkedIn. That's probably my most active channel. My name is Isabella Liu, Liu. And I'm sure there'll be some links around the place as well. My website is invincible-co.com. And I'm also on Facebook, Instagram at Invincible Company. So yeah, definitely reach out. We'd love to chat. And thank you so much, Sam, for doing this. I think you're off to some great things, and it's really good to have connected quite early on in my journey as well.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see where you're at now, and probably in a year's time or 10 years time, I'll be looking at the stage and things like that. But yeah. Thanks for connecting, and thanks for coming to my first episode. And then, yeah, if you have anything, speak to Isabella for your business coach needs, and then she'll help you. And so thanks a lot, Isabella, and I look forward to seeing you and talking to you soon.
No problem.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye. See you, everyone.
Yes.